Back again with another trailer reaction. My name is Josh. Thanks for checking out the channel. If you click the thumbnail, we're here to check out something I'm pretty torn on, and that is Rings of Power. Yes, we're talking about the Lord of the Rings show that came onto Amazon that was highly anticipated by a lot of people, including myself, because I am a big Lord of the Rings fan. I mean, I would say a fairly large fan. I watched all the movies when they came out originally in the theater, didn't know they were like 2 to 3 hours long, so those midnight showings that were actually at midnight back in that time, those went late, but I really loved the movies. They were awesome. I never read the books. I didn't even really get into the Hobbit ones because I don't know how the smallest book in the series was made into 3 movies, and I've heard that there's some fluff in those, but I probably should still get to those and maybe even check them out because I do. I really like the lore and the whole world building and everything that comes with it. So when they said Amazon was getting a show and they were putting and investing a lot of money into it, and that does show, I would say, in the actual visuals, like the show looked really good, but I did not like that show at all. It was so disappointing on so many levels. I mean, I don't want to blame the actors and actresses because it definitely could be script and, you know, the whole story behind it, but it was not really a character that I really enjoyed in that, except for I think the one character I liked turned out to be the big bad guy, and I'm not sure exactly how that works, but it was just very, very odd. Like, all the heroes that you're really supposed to root for, I didn't find any of them likable particularly. It really felt like more of a show that was very much so pushing an agenda and very much so Amazon trying to tell you what you should like instead of what we did like from Lord of the Rings itself. So I was very, very not on board with the first season, and honestly, when I seen that the trailer popped up, I was really not going to react to it because I really have no plans to watch the second season. But in all efforts to fairness, I'm going to give it a shot. And you know what? Maybe they altered course a bit because I do know it was a very highly viewed pilot kind of first couple episodes. And then I think for Amazon, the show really kind of tanked towards the end. And I honestly almost don't even remember how it ended because I lost so much interest. And there were just so many inconsistencies in the story and the storyboarding. I don't think it was Lord of the Rings people that were working on this. I think these were people that were given a project to do, and they did maybe the best job they could, but it lacked a lot of luster, in my opinion. But Amazon has invested a lot of money in this, so I'm sure they want it to work. So maybe they've made some course corrections, and maybe we'll have some actual likable characters, and maybe some things that don't really kind of twist and turn all that we already know from Lord of the Rings itself. You know what I'm talking about. But let's go ahead and check it out. I said I wasn't going to rant too much about this because I want to try and be fair. All right, let's give it a go.
An evil, ancient and powerful, has returned.
I did like the dwarves.
Prepare yourselves.
The worm is his way inside your mind. The crest of him slithers in.
I think he has been here. I think he's been here among us all along.
Every soul in Middle-earth is in peril.
He is Sauron.
Okay, so there are things that do look good. I mean, visually, the show looks good. It looked good in the last season for the most part, as far as I can remember. I loved all the different armors. Again, I loved the world that they were in. Just really didn't like the people. This one, they looked like there's a couple monsters in there too, which I'm all on board for. I don't know what they're doing with Sauron. I don't know if he can just like disguise himself and, you know, put himself wherever he needs to be, which makes sense, I guess. Lord of Darkness, which also doesn't make a lot of sense with the character that he was in that first season. It's just so weird. But really what this trailer did for me, and I think it's kind of unfortunate, or fortunate, depending on how you view it, when it just kept popping up with the characters from that original season, it just reminded me of how much I did not enjoy any of them. I mean, there were a couple, like I enjoyed the dwarf and the elf's relationship together. Like that was really cool. Didn't like the dwarf's family and everything that was going on with that. That was very weird. But other than that, I didn't really latch onto or care what happened to any of the other characters, especially Galadriel. She was the most insufferable hero, or supposed to be protagonist of a show that I don't know how anybody could get behind her. She was just so smug and basically awful to everybody, and it just was painful to watch, and I did not like her at all. Oh, and it just reminded me of, you had the dude riding in on like the big hawk or whatever it is, or eagle, and I think he was the guy from Numenor that was like giving the speeches, and it was that whole kind of political intrigue about who was going to take over, and that plotline seemingly would work, except for every 30 seconds somebody's giving a roaring speech to a bunch of people that changed their point of view in their mind instantly after a 30-second speech. It was ridiculous, and it looked good visually. I do not think that's enough to get me to watch it. Maybe I'll give the first episode a shot. I didn't even see Gandalf in there, and I don't think they showed the Harfoots, which I kind of enjoyed them as well, I guess, now that I'm thinking about it. They lived in just kind of their own different world, and it was kind of very pleasant to watch, but even a lot of their rules and stuff they had for their Harfoots didn't make a lot of sense, and it was really vicious, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about this and what you thought about that first season. I didn't actually do a review of it because, honestly, typically I like to not put a lot of negativity on the channel because we have enough of that in the world, but it was such a big show, and this one's so big that I had to do this one, and definitely might check it out, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys' thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. Go hit that subscribe button if you would. That'd be fantastic, and as always, you're awesome. Peace out.